on you.
Hey, Christopher.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bud?
Another day, man.
Yeah.
Tell us about your truck.
Yeah,
Tell us about the truck.
welcome to
Yeah.
the, yeah, okay.
Cut. She live. She live. Live, ready to go.
Good.
Good? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here's your C10. So, from the last video, got quite a bit of work done. I think on the last video, I was making the frame rails. And from that, just making frame rails to this video, the whole rear back half is pretty much done. Got the wishbone in there. Anti-roll bar is the only thing that I have to bolt back up. I got to make one bracket and weld it back on. From the back half, I got the fuel cell area all welded up, mocked up. Fuel cells in there, nice and clean. Bent up some tabs and print them out on the plasma table. This is where the shine is, boys. This is where the shine is. Shocks, boom, boom. Yep. And there it is. Move from the bed section, back half section, to the motor area when the Thompson motor finally showed up. So the motor is based off of 5.3 Gen 4 block, bored out to 3.905 bore size, and stroked to a 383. And ended up picking up the Dart Pro 1 heads. So that motor was rated for 1300, and the motor in the truck, warranted, is rated at 1100. You know, I want 1000. So 1300 for the heads is good. I looked at the rods, what spec was on the rods, and those were 1300 also. So if I want to bump it up a little bit, I don't feel there's a reason why I can't do that. So after that, got the motor in, bolted the trans onto it after I got done rebuilding that guy. So the story is behind the transmission. I picked it up from a guy locally here. It's a stage 4 FTI trans. It was gonna go in his car, and we ended up pulling the pan to change the dipstick to make it to a longer dipstick. And when we pulled the pan, there was so much clutch material, metal, brass, you name it, it was in the pan. I've never seen a transmission pan this bad before in just about my whole life. So he didn't know what he was going to do with the trans, so I ended up trying to buy it from him. I rebuilt it and stuck it in the truck. Trans is stage 4 FTI. It'll handle what I throw at it. Got the Holley high-rise intake that just so happened to come in not too long ago. That was the icing on the cake right there. Seeing that big intake sitting up there. After the motor and trans was in, got the intake in, mocked that up, and started placing the turbo. Firewall is pretty much close to where I want it, and made the bracket for the turbo. And now I just got to build hot side, cold side. I still want to run inner fenders so everything doesn't get all dirty and nasty inside the engine bay. The merge coming into the exhaust side is going to get a little tight, but I didn't want a long turbo bracket sitting off of the motor, you know, way over here in the corner of the engine bay. I wanted it to be mounted on the motor for flex reasons. You know, I didn't want to hard mount the turbo on the frame and have any kind of flexing issues and break a exhaust flange or exhaust pipe or whatever the case is. So things happen, and I was able to pick up one of these fancy little 417 air-to-water intercoolers there. And I was pretty stoked about that. I wanted something set up like that for a while, just the price tag on them was pretty expensive, especially with the high-rise intake. But it sure does look cool. Waiting on a 4-inch tube, tight radius 90, to come off my throttle body here to plumb straight to the turbo. This was kind of sketching me out a little bit. I don't have years of experience with aluminum welding. You know, I might have like a year and a half in it, but that's neither here nor there. Turned out pretty good though. As far as this turbo here, I like kind of angle of that guy rather than putting it over here where some people put it. You know, I kind of wanted it stationed closer to the motor, that way I can make it a bracket on the motor and just plumb straight to the header there. I'm going to come off the side on this head. Like I said, the power steering pump's going to go right here. The alternator is going to go right here. I'm going to route the header along under the radiator or under the alternator there and kind of swing down low, put a flex down there, and then pipe back up to the merge. I got the merge built. Just waiting on a few fittings. We'll get that piped up. Jumping into the interior, we just got some tubing in, and I got a lot of cage work to do to the inside. So I'm looking to do pretty good amount of interior work to make it a lot different than what everybody's got. I've got some plans, and it's going to look pretty sick when it's done. You know, it's going to be a 2-seater, but the center console I'm going to make to where it'll fit my son in the center console. He's 8 years old, so you know, he's still small, and it's a wide truck, so I'll be able to make him fit in there. That way we could all go cruise and, you know, have fun on a Friday night, Saturday night, take it to the grocery store, whatever the case is. 1,000-horse race truck, pretty cool. That back half turned out pretty good though. Pretty impressed with it. Just got the bed mounted this past weekend, made all the brackets for it, hard mounted it to the bed, and got the angle iron welded on the inside of the bed. That way I can do a tilt bed. Probably either have some kind of sheet metal work done to the top of the tilt bed or a wood bed floor to tilt up. So we'll see what happens with that. But from here, waiting on the turbo piping, get that piped up, start working on the interior stuff. And I would like to pop this thing off here in the next couple months. Burnouts. Burnouts. I don't know about burnouts in the next couple months, but you know, getting this thing started will be pretty cool. So maybe next couple months we'll get it started. Fuel pumps will be coming back in. I got a hyperfuel fuel cell for the back, 15-gallon tank with dual pumps, and the pumps that came in it are not E85 rated. So I had to send those off and get dual 525s to hold E85. You got to plumb the fuel tank from the back to the front, plumb all the oil lines and whatnot, get a starter, little odd and end stuff, and just kind of vaguely plumb all the electrical before I can start it. And like I said, hopefully a couple months I'll be able to start it. Oh man, I'm just trying to drive. I'm daydreaming of driving this thing. You know, it's been a long time coming since I haven't been able to drive it. Shoot, I think I've only driven it one time, and that was when I got it down the road. I didn't have no brakes. It's gonna be pretty cool. So, get out of this truck here and like, subscribe if you want to see some more of the truck. Check us out on YouTube. There'll be more. Burnouts. Burn them down. Oh yeah.